Today we are going to talk about the kingdom fungi. So let's start with the general characteristics of the organisms under the kingdom fungi. One is that they are eukaryotic animals. Eu means true. Karyotic is talking about nucleus. That means they have true nucleus that is being surrounded by a membrane. Two, they are similar to plants but lack chlorophyll. And the third one, just like I said, they do not have true leaves, stems, or roots. And the fourth one, their size ranges from single cell yeast. Yeast is the only unicellular fungi that we have. Two multicellular mushrooms and puffballs. We have many more examples of fungi that are multicellular, like rhizopods, bread mold, etc. And the fifth one is that their main body, called mycelium, this their whole body is what we call mycelium. It is made up of thread-like structure called the hyphae. These hyphae, we have two types. We have the septic hyphae. This septic hyphae, it is having a septum. That means it is having a wall in between them that is separating the cytoplasm. And we have conocytic hyphae or aseptic hyphae. The conocytic hyphae or aseptic hyphae, they do not have any wall in between this hyphae that is separating the cytoplasm. There is a free movement of the cytoplasm within the hyphae. But in the case of the septic, they are being divided by wall. As we have it here on this slide, you can see this is one septic. We have another one here. We have another one here. We have one here. We have one here. Dividing this cytoplasm into segments. Number six is that most fungi are saprotrophic. We have discussed about saprophytes. We said saprophytes, these are organisms that undergo extracellular digestion by secreting their enzymes into the food outside of their body, digest the food and absorb the nutrients into their body. That is how the saprophytes feed. For them, the food will be outside. They secrete enzymes into the food. The enzymes digest the food and they absorb the nutrients into their body. Number seven, they reproduce by forming spores. Some of these spores can be reproduced asexually, while others, like rhizopods, they reproduce the spores sexually. So fungi, they can undergo sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction as well. Some fungi are parasitic. What does that mean? It means they can cause disease in other animals. And the last one, their cell walls are made up of chitin. Plant is having cell wall, fungi are having cell wall, but the cell wall of plant is made up of cellulose, while the cell wall of fungi is made up of chitin. Now let's talk about the phyla under the kingdom fungi. We have four phyla under the kingdom fungi. We have one phylum Zygomycota. We have phylum Ascomycota. We have phylum Basidiomycota. We have phylum Deuteromycota, and they have their common names that are in the bracket. We have phylum Zygomycota. Their common name is Zygomycetes. Phylum Ascomycota, their common name is sac fungi. Phylum Basidiomycota, Their common name is club fungi. Phylum Deuteromycota. Their common name is imperfect fungi. They are called imperfect fungi because their sexual reproduction is unknown. On this slide here, we have a table talking about the comparison or the key characteristics and example of the organisms in the four phyla that we named under the kingdom fungi. But in this table, we just have three of them. The next table, you will have the other one making it fun. Let's start. We have phylum Zygomycota. These zygomycota, they have undivided hypha. As we said, their main body called mycelium, it is made up of thread-like structures called hyphae. These hyphae here, some of them have septum, that means they have wall in between it, dividing the cytoplasm. Some don't have any wall in between it, dividing the cytoplasm. Those that have wall, we call it septic hypha, and those that don't have wall, we call it aseptic hypha, as A means not, or we can call them conocytic hypha. So the zygomycota, they have undivided hypha. That means they have aseptic hypha. And they produce spores inside sporangia. The singular form of this sporangia is called sporangium. As we have it here, this is the sporangium. It is where the zygomycota, they produce their spores. And lastly, they can produce both sexual and asexual spores. So spores is being produced by sexual and asexual reproduction. Now let's talk about the ascomycota. The ascomycota, they can be unicellular. That means they can be made up of just one cell, or multicellular. They can be made up of many cells. Example here, yeast. Yeast is unicellular, while penicillium is multicellular. And their hyphae are being divided by septa. Septa is the plural form of septum. Septum is singular. So in here, the hyphae is being divided by septa. That means we have this wall here separating the cytoplasm. That means the cytoplasm are being partitioned and there is no free movement of the cytoplasm since we have a wall dividing them. And for them, they reproduce their spores inside a sac-like structure we call ascus. As we have it on this slide here, this is the ascus. It is in this ascus that they do produce their spores. And for them, likewise, as we have in zygomycota, they can produce spores sexually and asexually. As we have it here, spores produced by asexual and sexual reproduction. Let me not forget the example for zygomycota, we have rhizopus. Next is the basidiomycota that we are going to talk about. The basidiomycota, the hyphae here is being divided by septa. Mind you, in ascomycota, in basidiomycota, the hyphae are being divided by septa, but in zygomycota, the hyphae is undivided. And in here, they produce spores on a microscopic club-like structure. In fact, that is the reason we call them the club fungi called basidium. So that microscopic club-like structure is what we call basidium. They are found under the cap of a fungus. Example, this mushroom here. Below it here is where we have this basidium. It is on this basidium here that the spores are being produced. For them, they produce mainly by sexual reproduction. Although they can reproduce by asexual reproduction, but they reproduce mainly by sexual reproduction. Example we have is the common mushroom. This umbrella-like structure you see here is what we call mushroom. Before we proceed to the next slide, please learn how to label these fungi here on the slide. Or you can even go beyond this slide and try to label more parts. Next on our slide, we have the phylum Deuteromycota called imperfect fungi. They are imperfect fungi because their sexual reproduction is unknown. So their first characteristics, just like I said, no non-sexual reproduction. That means their sexual reproduction is unknown. Thirdly, most of these organisms they are pathogenic. That means they can cause disease in humans or other animals. Example we have is the aspergillus. We have candida. This aspergillus it causes an airborne disease. Also, the candida, it is an opportunistic pathogen. That means it doesn't cause disease, but when its environment is being disturbed, in some cases, it can cause disease in an immune compromised somebody. Now, let's talk about the importance of fungi. Similar to the importance of bacteria that we discussed, one, they cause the spoilage of food. Two, they cause decay of organic materials. They are decomposers, just like bacteria. They can cause spoilage of food. They can cause decay of organic materials. Some are parasitic, just like bacteria. Example we have here is ringworm. But ringworm actually is not a worm, as its name indicates. It is a fungi. Some are used in food processing, like yeast. It is being used in bread baking, and they help in cleaning up of the environment by breaking down dead organic materials. So when organisms are dead in the environment, it is the fungi and some organisms that will break down this dead matter and return the nutrients back to the soil. So they also help to increase the fertility of the soil. That is another economic importance. By breaking down dead organic matter, you have to end it in that form. They help to increase the fertility of the soil by breaking down dead organic matter. And lastly, they are used in the production of antibiotics. Example, the penicillin that we use, the one that we commonly call PNPK and other penicillin type that we buy most often, they are being produced from fungi. And the name of this fungus